Hello and welcome back. After a short delay, we are good to jump live into the second map, which is going to be Dust 2. mousesports choice, of course. Now, Existence aren't necessarily known for having fantastic Dust 2 strats. It's one of their weaker maps. They have banned it, I believe, 6 times so far in CEVO. So everything points to this being fairly comfortable for mousesports, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Existence just got a huge sigh of relief after coming back onto Overpass and ending up just about scraping that in the last round of the map itself, 16-14. What impact, if any, is that going to have on mousesports? Our Existence, you now get to start on CT because this is the choice of mousesports, going to be able to rack up enough rounds to get them a good opportunity to take this round as well and this map. So there's a lot of questions that I have in the back of my mind, and now we're going to find out the answers to those. Flippin goes down first, and I can't exaggerate enough just how good mousesports are on this map. It's one of the reasons I was scratching my head in the picks and bans when Existence went and banned Inferno instead of Dust 2. But maybe they have some thoughts and feelings. Maybe they have some strats that they want to be using against mousesports. Mousesports, though, with the player advantage, can be rushing onto the site. There's a Molotov there that stops them from planting just for a few more seconds, but that grenade lands on the forehead of Suckytron, and he gets picked up with ease. The Existence now down to Kyrie and Mason, and if you just joined us, Kyrie had a phenomenal first map. Flippin and him were really the standout players for me on Existence, and Mason has got the headshot onto Dennis. So this is doable. Chris J with one tap, looking for the second onto Kyrie, does tag him up a couple times, going back in once again. And there we go, to seal it up nicely. 3 frags for mousesports on Chris J in the end. And they do pick up that first round. And that's going to put them in good shape here. Well, that grenade just destroyed Suckytron, I think it was, I'm sure. Like, landed by his feet. Rip. I think he ate like 70 or 80 damage from that grenade. That was pretty brutal to watch. So, mousesports have got themselves a scout. This is a map that certainly, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a must-have weapon to go for Force Faisal. That being said, with some Barney pushes through the smoke, he gets punished. There's Kyrie with the deagle. We saw him smash Spiddy through Connector on Overpass. The weapon, so he knows he's very good with it. But he's down already, and so is Mason too. Well, both around 50% of their hit points. There's Chris J onto Mason. It's now down to Kyrie on 42. This team now go one player behind. The flash is coming in. That smoke's not fantastic from mousesports. It doesn't cover off the entirety of the cross, and they're respecting Kyrie there. They're like, okay, yeah, he's got a deagle. We've got the bomb down anyway. There's no point for us peeking him. But because Kyrie has himself a Mac 10 and flipping with the Kevlar, they don't want to even attempt to pick up this site. And they're just going to go back and save, which for me is the correct decision. Come back stronger in round 3. Are the terrorists going to be chasing? It doesn't look likely. They're making sure that we don't get any ninja diffusers. Was it Aria? I think it was Aria that had a clip put up on YouTube of a ninja diffuse. It's just mind-blowing. So mousesports very, very weary and very aware that that could be coming up against them, and they just hold onto their weapons as well. They're not in the best of positions to throw away 2 or 3 weapons and potentially gift wrap them across to Existence. So across the board, just smart plays. Doesn't make for the most sexy of Counter-Strike, but you know, after that first map, you can understand if these teams are a bit tense. Chris J with the scout. And I was saying before that Dust 2, it definitely supports these double AWP setups on both sides. You typically see it more on the CT side, I would say, but it's not unheard of for teams to be running with 3 or 4 of them. We saw Leap doing it yesterday. A game that myself and Helium were casting. They had 2 and 3 AWPs in play at times with auto snipers as well, so just keep that in mind. That definitely could be coming to the forefront the later on that we get onto Dust 2. Flippin's got a very aggressive position, and he gets the bomb dropped as well. All the information in the world. If we can get himself another frag, his job has well and truly been done, and he gets it because Nex has to switch around quick as the heavy aggression through short comes down. Chris J, with that scout, can do nothing. Flippin picks up a 3rd. Oh, Dennis is still alive and kicking. He gets picked off by Flippin, who gets 4 frags, and he was the most aggressive player as well, so that makes it even more impressive that he was the guy in lower tunnels, gets the frag onto God B, gets the bomb dropped, and then survives. And he was kind of overshadowed there in the previous map from Kyrie, but flipping, he was really good. I think he finished on 22 to 25 frags, somewhere around that margin. So a good performance by him and Chris J, the second time we've seen the 2-for-1. As Mason and Musambani desperately try to push, and this is a buy-up round from Existence. This isn't some eco bash. That is significant. That's thousands and thousands of dollars that have just been burnt in front of the eyes of Existence. They've just lost a third. Suckytron's AWP is now in play, and they'll be happy to take that because, again, Dust 2 is a map that supports that choice. And now next, with the execution style kill onto Kyrie, leaves Flippin, the man who was on a mission in round 3. With a lot of work at his feet. There's the first, looking for the second. He did get that kill cleanly, only lost 1 HP in damage, I think, so he has every chance at keeping this weapon alive and, well, maybe not alive, but at least doing enough damage in the process to make this a bit painful for mousesports. There's the second. At what point do they say enough's enough? Flipping again! This guy is on fire right now. That's 3 kills in a save scenario. He's going to go peeking into Chris J's scope, but Chris J doesn't get the kill. There's Spinny from behind, however. So overall, Flippin, I think he took like an SMG and 2 assault rifles away. So you're looking at least $6,000 to $7,000. When you add on top of that Kevlar, you add on top of that grenades, and you can see that mousesports, they're going to be able to rebuy, but their economy is pretty poor. Kyrie with an AWP. Okay. Have a lot of confidence in him. Why the hell not? 4 players situated around the site of A. Flipping by himself on B. Has nothing really to work with. Oh my goodness. And mousesports are moving into A. The AWP rings out, but God B gets the frag onto Kyrie. I'd have expected him to have landed that shot every day of the week, Kyrie, but instead he drops, and that's an AWP out of play. Out of bounds. And the CTs who tried a little tactic there, trying a cheeky play, well, they've just been completely punished. And I do love to see that from teams who think outside of the box and they do try new things to catch the enemy off guard. The issue is, it's not always going to work. And when it doesn't work, it typically pounds you into the ground. So now Musambani, it's his mission, if he chooses to accept it, to save this AK. He hears a lot of movement up on top of the tunnels there from B. And he could come around the back and get a couple kills, but nope, he gets aim punched. And X secures the frag, so mousesports move 4-1 ahead. The economy, because of the force buy up there, for a couple of... I think Kevlar was also picked up for Suckytron with a P250 or some kind of pistol like that. Maybe a 5.7 even. You can see that puts them back onto eco again. I think Flippin bought and dropped an AWP for Kyrie because of the amount of frags that he has. Because you can see that Kyrie, even after getting that AWP in the last round, still has himself $4,000 to play with. So I guess that is one of the positives about having a guy who's 7 for 3, even though his team's only won 1 round, is lots of money in the bank for him. Not the case anymore, however. And mousesports, who we're expecting to see turn up to this map, have done just that. Next. Very slow. Very, very slow play, but it pays off. Flippin goes looking, and he gets punished. It's not the first time Flippin's gone down there. And that's probably one of the main reasons why Next decides to camp it, because Flippin was the player with the P250 that really turned around the 3rd round that the CTs picked up for themselves. Here comes Suckytron with the P250, gets the 2nd kill as well onto Chris J, opens up with the AK, but he's about to get flanked. Spiddy finishes him off beforehand anyway. And Next, who was the flanker, does finally get himself a frag and adds to his previous 2. So he's on 3 for this round. Musambani now, 51 HP to his name. He walks in and gets picked off for the 4th. Next. Nice flank work from him. And now Existence have to buy back up again. But the thing is, to keep into account here, ladies and gents, mousesports at one point were 7 up ahead on overpass, albeit under different circumstances. That was on the CT side of overpass. 5-1 ahead on T's is already a much better situation, I would say, than that. But what I'm trying to convey to you is that Existence have a lot of resilience. They've already came back once today against mousesports. They're not dead and buried just yet, but the early signs aren't good. And this is a huge round, by the way. This is really, really massive, because Existence have committed to this one again. Suckitron has got the AWP rather than Kyrie, who's running with the M4 this time around. And Suckitron's up along there, looking towards short, misses the shot, although he was flashbanged. He's not too sure, he needs to get his bearings back again. Mason pushes through the smoke and catches Chris J completely unawares, and Mason's still alive, and he's going to line them up, and he's going to spray 2 down, so he gets 3 kills there. They really shouldn't have got the last 2. And God B with 6 HP does have the bomb, and hey, at least he's going to be able to get this plant down. But is he going to be able to do anything else? A smoke? No, it's not a smoke. Nice eyes, Vince. That's a Molotov. They're very different things. Oh, he crosses and gets picked off. So, I was going to say, he does have a grenade and a Molotov. But, yeah. Had such little HP. You're not expecting much from him. Bomb plant, though. And Existence do pick up the round that was probably the most important of the game thus far. I guess you could say pistol maybe is a bit more important because it gives you like sort of a 2 to 3 round lead, but I would say this round, in the context of the game, was more important than pistol. Because if Existence lose that, they're staring like a 7-1 deficit down, and that's, to put it mildly on T side, absolutely terrifying against mousesports, whose CT side is almost impenetrable. It is just so good. This is why they're 100% in CEVO right now on Dust 2. 100% win rate, because they are so strong on this map. But Existence have shown great character today, and they do have an AWP still in the hands of Suckitron. Again, assault rifles across the board. They've got plenty of grenades to work with, and mousesports haven't got any early picks here, so no early casualties of war for either side. A minute to play with. And mousesports potentially electing to push up short, although, again, this is a very standard T strat. You don't want to push too aggressively to start off with. You want to keep your options open. You want to try and feel out the opposition. That grenade lands by Nexus, 34 HP of damage there. But now mousesports are looking for B, and there's only Flip in there. Only Flipping. But he's been so good today. The problem is that he's in no man's land up on top of the box, hoping for a cheeky headshot. And the CT's, by and large, confident in Flippin's ability, but against 5 players, I mean, the best case scenario there for Flippin is to hold down the trigger and maybe like spray down 2 or 3, and even then, that's like top level Counter-Strike if he was able to pull that off. So I feel Existence just made the complete wrong call. They banked on it being an A, and they were well and truly wrong. And they have been punished with the 6th round going to mousesports. They need to save these 3 weapons. There's a lot of money there. Looking at, what, 6.5k or thereabouts on Suckitron just alone. That's not taking into account the 2 M4s, Kevlar and the grenade, defuse kits. This is massive. And the terrorists, realizing it, are going for broke. They want to take these weapons away. Existence will keep 2 of those, though. And will that put them into a force buy? They could go for 5.7s and then rely on Suckitron and Wissenbani to carry this round forward. I think they definitely would have force bought if they keep that other M4 and they have 3 main weapons now. But instead, they're just going to be saving with the other 3. So let's see. Suckitron going to be with the AWP. Wissenbani is sticking on A. So I was gonna say it would make more sense if they put 1 weapon in each side and then have more split across the rest of them. Oh, look at this from the CTs. They are playing ballsy. They're pushing 2 players, including Suckitron, with the AWP through tunnels, and they're both going to get punished due to that flashbang from Nex. Oh man, one of their keys to victory was Suckitron staying alive. The flashbang comes out. Nex runs out with his smoke, which in itself is an odd decision to make. But Thankfully for him, the flashbang connects, so he's not going to get put down. And mousesports pick up their 7th. And Existence now have a decision to make. And it seems the decision has been made, and it's going to be an eco. They're in that really irritating spot around the midway through $3,000 where you can go for a force buy, but you know it's going to be like FAMASs and 5.7s with Kevlar and grenades. It's not going to be great. On Dust 2, of course, you could try and exploit the scout, but it's not definite, and it's desperation plays. Instead, they want to make sure they can pick up at least 4 or 5 rounds here on CT side, which is never an ideal position to be in, but it's better than 2. Flipping with the P250, we've already seen what he's capable of doing with that weapon, but today is not his day. Today being the 10th round. Musambani now with the P250 does get a dink, but he's going to be rushed from God B with the Tech 9. And mousesports keep all the weapons. And this is quickly getting into a position now where I'm worrying for Existence. Yes, they made a comeback onto Overpass, but first off, it was on the CT side, which is the easier side, and secondly, they're already 8-2 behind, and they were never in this position on Overpass. The worst they were in is 7-1, and then they got it back to 7-4. So, is this a bridge too far? Double AWP being picked up now from Existence. Kyrie, Suckytron, rest players of M4s, Flipping gets tired while passing through mid. So again, he's the lone B defender, and he's only got 19 HP to his name. This flanking push from mousesports, next through mid, who gets a kill. Flippin, who is only, again, on very low HP, gets picked off, and Musambani's fallen as well. And this is quickly crumbling for Existence. Musambani, with the M4 in his hands, not even going to attempt to get any kills. He backs away. Or does he? He goes back in, actually. He's interested. Flashbangs are coming over. Oh my dear God. Gob just destroys him. Point blank range to the forehead. And am I correct in saying that's 3 rounds in a row where mousesports have lost no players? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the last 4 rounds on T side, they've lost 1 player. 3 rounds they've kept 5. 1 round they've lost 1. So I can't even say, like, there's some saving graces, you know. Existence, they've been down to clutch scenario. No, they've just been smashed in the last 4 rounds. 4 rounds, 1 frag, and that's why there's such a huge amount of economy on mousesports and such little on Existence. And Mason has been picked off. Could this be another round where mousesports lose nobody? That makes for sad reading for Existence. Next, Dennis, both chiming in. There's going to be a push from Suckytron through the smoke, but he falls down and receives the same fate and is riddled with bullets. mousesports go 10-2 up. I mean, I was expecting that mousesports would pick up this map, but I was hoping, I was optimistic it wouldn't be as one-sided as this. Look at that economy. For mousesports, everybody on $10,000 or higher, they can just roll around in their cash. Whatever happens, they're able to buy up the rest of these rounds. Like, there's no doubting that. Double up again for Existence. That's a nice smoke. That's going to stop the push for now through B, which it looked like mousesports were interested in. Suckytron with the AWP is going to get picked off on the boost. Deary me, mousesports. This is a whole different ball game as far as they're concerned, and as good as that first map is, this is shaping up to be a bit of a stomp fest. Molotov and smoke are exchanged in mid. That's going to keep mousesports on the back foot, but again, they have consistently been pushing with 30 or so seconds with minimal ease. Or minimal effort, I should say, in great ease. Now Flippin goes through the smoke, and he finds himself also picked off. The B pushes go. Kyrie's on top of the box. He gets flashed and put down. There we go, Mason. Finally, somebody from Existence breaks the deadlock and gets a kill. But the bomb has still been planted, so it's just a drop in the ocean. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, guys, because I have said this already a couple times, but, like, seriously, Existence. Why would you ban Inferno? Why? I'm trying to, like, mull it over in my head. I'm trying to come up with answers here. Maybe Existence aren't very comfortable in it right now, but I already said that a lot of picks bans doesn't necessarily come down to what you're comfortable with. It's playing your opposition, it's playing your opponent. You can't just be like, well, we're not happy on Inferno, because neither were mousesports. They've banned it 6 times. They're not the most prolific Inferno team in the world, right? But they are one of the most prolific teams in the world on Dust 2. So, again, whatever. 3 orbs for mousesports. And Spiddy with the shot onto Musambani. It's just another day at the office for them. Next gets a kill, and Existence, I think, are running out of ideas, getting a bit desperate now, trying to just force plays that really aren't on the card. Spiddy with the AWP just connects it onto Sukitron, and now it's Flippin, who is pushing up from CT spawn. Has pulled off some really nice plays so far on Dust 2, you know, with that Galil is springing to mind on B. The last man standing kind of mentality. Refuses to go down without a fight, and again, he is punishing mousesports, but whereas last time there's a lot of economic damage, this time it's like a mosquito bite. It really does nothing except for annoy you. It's a minor irritation. And Spiddy gets the shot onto Flippin as he tries to push himself away. I'd love to try and give you analysis of this map, guys, but honestly, it's just been a tier 1 team on Dust 2 playing against Existence who have been struggling, and they're not renowned for their Dust 2 strats. The score, well, Kyrie's on 1 for 13, and when you consider that he dropped a 30 bomb, I think he was 32, 33 frags on Overpass. I mean, for me, that pretty much sums up this performance in a nutshell. Existence go from heroes to zeros, right? It's just insane. Mousesports now, though, there's 2 ways of looking at it. Of course, they have just been sublime so far. Mason going through mid, this time does catch Nex off. Chris J with the AWP shot onto Musambani. And Spiddy lands the second one onto Flippin, so there was a few brief moments there that I thought Existence could potentially pick up the round. I mean, it's not necessarily over just yet, but it's looking likely. The bomb is all the way back in T-spawn, but Chris J's picked that one up from himself. Spiddy from behind once again from Sukitron. With his perspective, and does connect the final frag of this half. 13-2 for mousesports. And if they win this pistol round, it's over. I mean, I'd probably say this map's over anyway, if I'm being completely upfront and honest with you guys. But this pistol round would definitely seal it. That would be the final nail in the coffin. That would be the curtain coming down. So any last minute strats that Existence may be coming up with, now's the time to use them on T's. Now's the time to just go for broke. Seems that they're just dusting themselves down here, just clearing their heads. Not wanting to ready up and jump into the second half too soon. I can respect that. I can respect that they're wanting to make a real go at this one. Some teams have pretty much thrown in the towel. Well, not necessarily officially thrown in the towel, but I mean mentally that they'd have checked out a long time ago. But Existence, fair play to them. They're going to stay into the bitter end here. And although they did make a comeback on Overpass, it definitely wasn't a 13-2 comeback. But here we go. Live on to the second pistol round. And Existence, it goes without saying, this is a must-win round for them. Let's see how they approach it. Are they going to go for an all-out rush? Are we going to see some more strategic plays? It looks like from Kyrie and Mason picking up a grenade, flashbang, and smoke. It's probably more strategic focused here. The bomb is taking point on Musambani, though, and going towards B. So maybe going to try and fake out the A. Then go for the cheeky frag. Meanwhile, 2 still. Kyrie and Sukitron just exchanging blows in mid, but they're coming out second best. Sukitron just got dinked there, I think. From Spiddy. I think it was through the wall, though, which is why he didn't drop down. It's Musambani who gets the opening pick for Existence, but They already have took quite a lot of punishment themselves. They still have both smokes in place, but still have both flashbangs. One of those grenades has been used. This is a push in from mousesports, and this could certainly backfire on them. There's the first kill. The bomb's been dropped in a horrible place, though. From the T perspective, I've got to ask why the bomb carrier was going in first, but flipping Heroics once again comes in with the Glock, and not long for this wall for Chris J. He's being flanked from behind, and he gets put down. Spiddy and Gob B are coming in to fill in the cracks, and they are looking for those headshots. There's the first one from Spiddy. There's the second from Gob B, and Flippin, who's already picked up 2, is going to have to double his kill tally for this round to give Existence the pistol. And if not, it's pretty much game, set, and match to mousesports, and he does get dropped. So 14 for 2. Next on 21 and 9 for mousesports. You'd often think that someone like Chris J would probably be at the top of the scoreboard for Dust 2, but no, it's Nex, who's typically been going in, entering, and some of the rounds also flanking, getting around the back of the T's, the CTs on the T side. Now, Existence forcing it up with some Tech 9s. They have Glock and Suckytron as well, which is, I mean, it's not fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of the Glock to start with, but especially when you're against armor, it definitely falls off several more tiers. And now Spiddy with the USP? Nope, that's the UMP, Vince. Is going to be pushing through the CTs. Here comes the 5-step work from Nex. He is connecting headshots left, right, and center. That's 3 in a row to be precise. And again, surprise, surprise, it's that man Flipping with a mountain ahead of him to climb, and he cannot even get the first foothold in, and he gets dropped. 15 for 2. There was a force in from Existence. They have to force again, of course. But here's the scenario for Existence. Beat mousesports on Dust 2 CT side, 13 rounds in a row to take it to overtime. This, if Existence could pull it off, I'm saying right now, this would be one of the greatest comebacks in CS history. It really would, and I'm not even exaggerating that. There is no hyperbole in that statement. And it's not looking good, is it? Because Nex just walks up lower tunnels with the Deagle in hand and just obliterates. Suckytron, though, in fairness, does bounce back. He's still alive with the Deagle, but there's Spiddy. And now it's all on Flippin. Who knew? Who would have said Flippin would be the last man alive? Not for much longer, surely. He does get a kill, so... Okay, no. There we go. The dream is dead. mousesports pick it up 16-2. I said they'd win. I did not think it would be 2 rounds. I would have at least given Existence 8 or 9 rounds on this map. But mousesports walking home with it anyway. And that's going to seal up a bit of an anticlimactic end to that best of 2. After that first map, I was hoping for explosions and fireworks, but it just kind of went out with a whimper. Oh, well, I think we have Londis to come back in the second best of 2, guys. So if you've enjoyed my casting, I Metuz at Metuz TV is my Twitter. And I think we're just going to cut to a quick commercial break, get Londis in, and then start the second best of 2. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back after this very short commercial break.